yoga. So I wanted to just expand on what we were talking about on the last video. This is quite a big one, because this is one of the ways that you can protect yourself from these cretins, from how they behave. So when you set down a unnegotiable, how they behave after that. Now, when someone doesn't like something and they let you know, oh, I don't like something, a normal person will just be like, all right, cool, I won't do it again, or they'll stop it or whatever. But a narcopath, because of this mental illness that they have, will go out of their way to do the opposite of what you said, because they know that if they do that, it will get some kind of response out of you. So this is why people say you should not try to give too much information to people. So, you know, something silly like, say, if you didn't like a specific type of peanut. Oh, actually, yeah, like this is an example. So the serial killer, or the man who killed his wife and children, Chris Watts, who's in prison now, his mum, Shanann, the woman that they killed, would tell the mum, don't give the girls nuts because one of them is allergic. And the mum would have the nuts on the counter. And Chris Watts is a narc, his mum's a narc. A lot of these broken mothers, they bring up narcs. One of my toxic friend group, the guy who I was his non-intimate secondary supply source, his mum was a serious narc. Yes, they would do the complete opposite. So if you say something like, I need half an hour during this time, where, say if someone you know does something in this and you only need half an hour, literally that half an hour you've asked them for, they won't give it to you. They will make sure something comes up in that half an hour. If it's a special day, your birthday or whatever, they'll make sure they'll arrange for something in that day that you said you can't make. That makes sense. Should I just explain that again? So say like you make a certain music, or you practice guitar or Spanish guitar before you go to work, and you go to work every day at 8 a.m. So you practice at 7:30, and you tell your housemate, so at 7:30 I need this half an hour to set me up before I go to work of silence, so you can you not do anything to interrupt. For that 7:30, you can guarantee you they will be playing their music loudly, they will be playing their TV loudly, they will be knocking on your door asking you a question, they will be interrupting with something. That's how these characters behave. So the more you don't tell them, the more you can confuse them, the more you do it randomly. Maybe you do some practice in the evening, practice on the weekend, practice in a time that they're not able to predict. Oh, look at this cat eating food from the floor, so cute. If you yeah, that's what they do. That's the thing about why you have to kind of mix up your routine. I'm someone that, obviously, creatures of habit. I tend to work out in the same park. I tend to maybe go to the same library, go to the same skate place. But I change the time most of the time. But these characters, they would, you know, if there's a specific chair. I remember having this in a workplace that I used to work with, actually, where it was we used these cutters there were these big industrial size cutters, yeah, the big cutters, like they look like garden shears, but they're really big. And I kind of got used to using a specific type. And the specific type that I kind of got used to, when they sort of learned, when the people in the team learned that was a specific type I liked, every day we would come onto the site. It was a site for a phone company. Those specific cutters were gone. Yeah. But if I hadn't said anything, if I hadn't wrote my name on it, if I hadn't let them know, they wouldn't know to attack that or to try to get supply from that, if that makes sense. But they always do the opposite. So this is a massive one, a massive one of, you can tell people that are narcopaths, to do with boundaries. So I think on the last video I was talking about, I think I was speaking of personal space and so how people shouldn't be able to really touch you or too close, that you can reach your hand out for a lot of it. Narcopaths, they don't respect people's personal space. So what they will do is, like, if you're in a shop and you're stood next to like a counter or you're stood next to a fridge, they will put their hand, right? They will put their hand really close to your face to take something out from the fridge, or they will stand in front of you or next to you. They will do something that you don't even belong, you're not even real, you're not even a real person at this point. I had this when I was stood in a lift with someone that I was working with, and I thought we were friends. I was doing a night shift, a night job, changing these lights in this school. And as a test, this narcopath, who actually did turn on me in the end of the project, he started to walk back slowly to the fact that he was in my lap. So this man was stood here, like literally if I was breathing on his neck. And now I know what I know. I didn't have the knowledge before. I pushed him, like, get away from me or move, or you could even joke around and say, can you give me some space to breathe? But it was a test just to see how much they can get away with. They're leaning on you. The thing about narcopaths, which is quite interesting too, is that they're the ones that need all this information on you. They're the ones that spy, follow you. They're the ones that gang up on you, right? So deep down, they're very insecure, but they give the impression it's the opposite. So when they're doing this stuff, try to remain calm and not to react out of excessive anger, because remember this, that usually anger is the veneer for fear. So if you're scared, anger is what usually shows up. So if you can, try to remain calm and to respond in an adult way. Try not to personally attack or abuse them. I always think it's important to know how to be competent of something if you have to escalate, but most of the time you want to be de-escalating. But what I want you to look at these zombies, they're just walking around doing what they're doing. With the narcopaths, is to not this is one thing that I've been guilty of excessively ego staring contests. I do that sometimes with them, or physical altercations, or shouting at them, or attacking them verbally, because all of this stuff is feeding the image that they want, the image that that they're powerful, that they exist, blah, XYZ. So you have to try not to give into that. But this is quite an important one, guys. This is the this thing of boundaries. So you'll be somewhere walking on the street, they'll walk extra close to you, they'll walk in your direct line of your footsteps, you're doing exercise, they're right next to you, you don't even exist. Like my video before, the frequency, they will walk, when somebody's in your peripheral vision, they will walk right past. In fact, one guy I was training, not training with him directly, but I was training, and he came to say goodbye to me, but I was so focused on my workout that I was like breathing. I think I was looking up at the time, and this guy came up to me like on my inside here. He came like here, and he put his fist to fist punch me. So basically, if we were in the medieval times and he had a sword, he could have stabbed me from the side, I would have died. This is the way, I don't know if he was a narc or not, but this is the sort of thing they do. Just to walk up on someone so close, yeah, to me, that's weird. Like when I see somebody that's in the middle of something or they're doing something, what I do, I'll either wait for them to finish or I'll walk in a way where they're aware of me. So I might walk in front of them, but I might walk a good meter and a half past them. I would never like go into someone's like really close quarters so they don't know that I'm there, and to scare them, to interrupt them. Even just the fact that someone interrupts you, like if you're stretching or doing something, that's what the empathy part is. I will give you the respect of letting you have that spatial peace, spatial awareness, spatial independence. I won't interrupt it. These people will. I think I got more, but off my head I can't think right now. But this is what I'm talking about in terms of these narcs. Just be aware of people that are forcing you to have to react. They are behaving in a way, they're not respecting your personal space, your personal boundaries. If you live with them, they'll go through all of your personal documents, your diaries, your journals, your personal stories that you haven't shared with them. If you create music, they'll listen to things that are not. I had this with another narc friend, a CD that was not out. He took it out my bag when I went to the toilet. So he had the CD, the master tape, before I had put it out to the world. They come so close to you. You move out the way, they just come really close to you, these NPCs. So guys, that's the video for today. So just take this message that what I've said and just be aware of them and keep moving forward in a positive way.